Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and thank you so much for being here today. Happy May 2024. In today's reading vlog, we are reading Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. So I think this is gonna be a suspense, mystery, murder, thriller book. I'm not sure. We'll see whenever I title the video. But also, have y'all read her other book? It says it's down here. That other book was a Reese's Book Club pick, Wrong Place, Wrong Time. The covers look so similar. They almost look the same to me. And that one came out first. And I almost thought maybe this is the duology. Maybe this is the second book in a small series. But no, they don't seem to be related at all. But this one just came out about 9 months ago. It came out in August of 2023. And it has over 53,000 reviews across Amazon and Goodreads. And it has between a 3.7 and a 4.0 star rating. So seems promising. Seems like I'm really gonna like the book. I'm so excited to get into this. My husband actually picked out this book. And it's a little lengthy. It's 377 pages. I don't know, sometimes I think thriller books are getting longer and longer, just like romance books. But with this one, I guess it's about two characters. Oh, sorry if you can hear my cat sneezing in the background. So there's a girl named Olivia. She's 22 years old, has no history of running away. She was last seen on CCTV entering a dead-end alley and then never coming back out again. And she's been missing for 1 day and counting. And then you have Julia. She's the detective heading up the case. And Julia thinks she knows what she's getting into. It'll be an open closed case. She'll find Olivia, get her back to her family, and then Julia can go back to her family. She's got a husband and a daughter. But there is, I guess, a secret, silent third person that comes into play. And it says, there's a man out there. His weapon isn't a gun or a knife. It's a secret. So he's got a secret on Julia that I guess could just tear Julia's life apart. So he needs Julia to frame somebody for Olivia's murder. And we don't even know, including Julia and the reader, we don't even know if Olivia's actually dead. She might not be murdered. Julia can't go and do anything else pertaining to this case. She just needs to frame somebody for the murder and not even find Olivia. So you're sort of chasing this ethical dilemma. Should Julia do the right thing and let maybe some peers and bosses know what's going on? Or should she maybe go a little corrupt and do the wrong thing because she needs to save herself and her husband and her daughter? I don't know. Let's just read it and find out. Okay, I turned a little because my eyeglasses were just turning into sunglasses because of my window. So this book is dedicated to a police officer. So I'm excited. That means that a lot of this book is going to be on track with what would actually happen in the real world if you were a true detective looking for a missing person. It says, for Neil, because every author needs a helpful and full of ideas and non-corrupt former police officer to help them. I really like that. All right, y'all, this prologue. What is happening? So Julia has a daughter named Genevieve. I don't know her age though. She's wearing eyeliner and it's all smudged. So she sounds like a teenager, but I don't know. And Genevieve has a blood-stained hand and she's telling her mom, you need to come. So now I'm just wondering if Julia is framing her daughter. Okay, everybody. Part 1 is titled Olivia, and then on the next page it says first day missing. So already Julia, I guess she's always in detective mode. She is, I'm sorry if y'all can hear my cat sneezing. She's allergic to the world. Julia is having lunch with her husband and her daughter, and she sees a guy at the next table, and he looks like a guy that was just put in prison not too long ago for life for murdering somebody. So she keeps staring at him, and she's referring to him as the maybe murderer. And then she starts Googling on her phone the incident that occurred, but she's not sure if she remembers his name. She kind of thinks she knows his first name, not his last name. And she's Googling the stabbing, and there's too many hits. Too much is coming up, and so she keeps staring at him. And he's got two phones, and they're both face down on the table while he's eating with his family. And she's just thinking, that is indicative of him being a criminal. He is possibly the guy that I thought I put away for life. And then Julia gets the phone call. She gets a phone call about a missing person, so she's got to leave lunch. She's got to go into work. And then as she gets up to leave, she asks her husband and her daughter, hey, if y'all see that guy leave, can you get his license plate number? Okay, I'm in my kitchen drinking my green tea, and then I'm waiting for the oven to heat up because I'm going to make some lunch. It's the middle of the day when I'm starting this book. So they just had their briefing. So her name is Olivia. She's 22 years old. She works in marketing. She just signed I guess they're calling it a lease share. She signed a lease share with some other roommates on a house, like just signed on it. She stayed at that house for one night. That was it. And then the next day she woke up, she went to an interview, I guess for a different job. And then she texted her roommates that night and said, please come. And then that was it. And then the roommates reported her as missing the next morning. Is that not too soon though? Don't you need to be missing for 24 hours before you get reported? Also, even when I had a roommate, it's not like I saw her every day and talked to her every day. Sometimes we'd go days without seeing each other or talking to each other. Like that wasn't anything weird. I don't know. But that's where we are. I still can't drink this green tea because it's still so hot. Okay, so we've seen the CCTV footage. Olivia was at a Starbucks, and then she left, and she went down this alleyway, a dead-end alleyway, and then that was it. You never see her again. You never see her come back out. Julia, the detective, and her colleague have watched hours and hours of the footage, just sped up watching it. And Olivia never comes back out of the alleyway. And there's no stairs, there's no ladder, there's no windows, it is a dead-end alley. There's no shaft to a basement. I mean, they're bewildered. Where did Olivia go? Okay, I read 2 more pages. So at the bottom of page 22, it says, somebody guilty will never walk free because of an error on Julia's part, and neither will somebody innocent be convicted either. Girl, isn't that the whole point of this book? You're about to frame somebody for Miss Olivia's murder. Okay, remember, this book is dedicated to a police officer, so is this something that happens? This is just a few more pages later. I'm on page 25. So it says, Julia is now walking to her car that is parked half a mile away, despite having a reserved space at the police station. Local criminals have been videoing which police cars go in and out and uploading them to YouTube. God knows why, but Julia has no interest in appearing in one. Is that a thing? That's so scary. Okay, we met the dad, or the readers. We've met the dad. The roommate, or one of the many roommates, called him saying that she didn't come home the night before, and then they mentioned that cryptic text, and he just thinks it's weird. He also lets us know that Olivia has a boyfriend, so maybe that's who she's with. But then the dad tells the roommate, okay, call the police, and I'm gonna call them too. Okay. Again, it's the next morning. To me, this is not weird. But anyways, the roommate calls the police, the dad calls the police, and then the dad tells whoever answers the phone, he says that his daughter is missing and that this is really out of character for her and that she's the most communicative person ever. And then also, he and the roommates, they can't get a hold of Olivia. They keep trying to text her and call her, but nothing's happening. So her phone might be dead or, crushed, or someone took it. Okay, we met the blackmailer. Well, not like met, but he was there, and he needs Julia to frame somebody for Olivia's murder. And she just says, yeah, absolutely not. And then he tells her the secret that he knows, and she just tells him, no, there's no way. There's no way. And he says, no, I have proof of what happened. And she's thinking, absolutely not. And then she says out loud, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this for you. And he says, I'm going to tell everybody. And then he just tells her, good luck. And then it goes into this background story of what happened between Julia and someone else, and then a third person. And that's a terrifying position to be put in. I don't know what I would have done if that had happened to me, that thing that happened. But then now, in present day, she's thinking, how does this guy know? How does he have proof? There's no way. How does he have proof? And also, what does that happening a long time ago have anything to do with now and Olivia missing? Why is she needing to frame somebody for this murder? A murder that we don't even know has taken place or not, because we don't know, no body yet, so we don't know if Olivia is alive or not. It is so easy to read this book. I feel like I'm flying through it. I'm on page 60, and y'all, so much has happened, things have happened, and I'm just wondering, so now where are we going from here? Are we about to just jump into a bunch of twists and turns? Where are we going now that these things have happened? Second day missing. I'm back in my kitchen. What did I just read? I don't know. I was so confused that whole chapter. Something about, I think it was a mom and her son, from the mom's perspective. That was so confusing. Who are these people? There was something about therapy. I'm so confused. Okay, I can't stop reading this book to the point that the oven has just been on and I forgot to create my pizza that I'm throwing in there. Let's put this in the oven because I have more to tell y'all. Also, ignore the fact that I ran out of shredded cheese, so I chopped up some square Swiss cheese. Okay, my pizza is almost done. I put it in for 14 minutes. I am flying through this book. I'm 25% in, and Julia is talking to her brother, who is a lawyer, and she's asking him hypothetical questions, and she's given him a hypothetical scenario, and his answers are terrifying. I know the book is dedicated to a police officer, so I know a lot of what they're doing at the precinct or the police station. I'm assuming a lot of the stuff that they're doing is what would happen in real life, but her talking to her lawyer brother, I need to know if that is true, because if it is, then what happened a year ago with Julia and someone else, that is so scary. I just would not want to be in this position. All right, let's cut this up and eat it and talk some more. Not my finest work with slicing a pizza, but it'll do. My pizza was so good. Okay, we're reading about Olivia's mom and dad being interviewed by Detective Day, or Julia Day. They're torn up. They want their daughter home, but then the dad starts talking about Olivia's boyfriend, and I just feel so awful for people who get stuck in these horrible horrible relationships. This guy, why is she with him? Why? And now she's missing. So now, of course, we're all going to think that it was the boyfriend that did it. But he's so terrible. Why did she stay with him? Why? I don't understand. Just a quick update, because I'm now on chapter 10, page 122. So Julia, she's out and about trying to find her blackmailer, trying to figure out who is doing this to her, who has ammunition on her. And she's also trying to figure out, if she frames somebody, how do you frame them for murder when there's no body? No body, no crime. So she's got that going on. And then we were reading a lot about her and her husband. His name is Art. And I don't know, that was kind of boring to read about. They have a lot of problems. But anyways, that's where we're at the moment. 3rd day missing. I need to know if this is a thing that they do in real life, which, again, as I've said a couple of times, this book is dedicated to the police officer that gave this author the tips to write this book. Is there such a thing as a voluntary screening, a voluntary DNA screening? I have never heard of this. So Olivia's missing, and the last tower that her cell phone pinged off of, it's near this neighborhood that has 3 streets. And then I guess that's it. I guess everywhere else is shopping centers. I don't know. So there's just these 3 streets, and the detective and her colleagues are thinking, yeah, we'll do a DNA screening, a voluntary screening. We will go knock on doors to every home that has a male living in it, because there are things that I can't tell y'all. But they need to know any of the males that are living on these 3 streets. They need to know if they were the ones that were with Olivia when she went missing. I know I'm leaving a lot out, but again, is this a thing? Because there's a police officer knocking on doors right now, and one of them is this guy. He opens the door and he says, oh yeah, it's just a voluntary screening. I need you to take this, like, it's like a Q-tip, swab your cheek, and then put it in this test tube for me. And then if you don't give me your DNA for us to run through the database, we're going to bring you in for a questioning over this missing woman. What? I mean, I'm not going to voluntarily give out my DNA. So if I said no, I would go in and be questioned. Is this a thing that happens? That is wild to me. We just had a reveal. This book is so good. It's so good. I'm reading it so fast. And the way that it's going. 4th day missing. I'm not a fan of Julia right now. And also, she might have just got caught. So I don't know what's going on. 5th day missing. Julia is doing some stupid things right now, and I don't know how she thinks she's not going to get caught. Olivia's housemate, roommate situation is so strange. I want to tell y'all some things, but I can't. But I have questions. Okay, we just had another reveal, and then the end of this chapter came, and where's this book going? It's so interesting. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on, and I'm eating it up. Okay, I'm sitting in front of my window in the bedroom because it's getting dark out. It's almost 7 p.m. And I'm just wondering okay, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know how lawyers do this, but in a police interrogation, when you have a lawyer, which it's great if you're the suspect, but how do you get away with constantly saying no comment? I just don't understand. this person is not answering any questions because this person doesn't have to, because the lawyer just said, just keep saying no comment. How do you get away with that? Can you do that in a court of law? Can you just keep saying no comment, or do you have to actually answer the questions if it goes to trial or court? Food for thought. Can someone just answer me that? Because I am just so intrigued. This person is just the no comment person, and I want to know how. How are you getting away with not answering any questions? We're in the terrible lighting of my guest's bedroom because my cat keeps meowing at me, so we had to come visit him. But this scene is with people that I'm not going to say, but I just wanted to read this sentence out. It says, for somebody who knows me so well, she sometimes seems to have no idea that I am almost always doing something semi-dysfunctional. And then they say, usually of the benign variety, but did you see Audi? Okay, we've reached the 50% mark, 6th day missing. Hey, okay, so it's the next day and I'm leaving here fairly soon. In about an hour or so, I'm meeting some of my girlfriends in Tokyo at this cafe that's in a treehouse, and it's gonna take about an hour and a half to get to by train. So I need to leave here in about an hour, but been reading some more. So I'm on chapter 22, page 198. And Julia is, you can see, I'm getting there. She's making a deal right now with somebody that is not the most innocent person. However, I've grown to like this person. I think this person helps Julia out more than Julia helps that person. But whatever. I like this person. However, this deal that's being made, I don't like where she's going with it. She's a detective. She is a cop, obviously. So there's a huge power imbalance between her and this person, and she's blatantly using it. And I don't like how she's doing that. I don't know. I think I'm getting to the point where I can't tell y'all a whole lot, but I'm trying to update y'all. I don't want to just read all of these pages, 198 to, I think I said the book was 377 pages. It's really 374 because there are acknowledgments. So I don't want to read the next, 170 pages or so and then give y'all an update at the end. So I'm still just trying to fill y'all in, but yeah, I don't like what she's doing right now. Oh my gosh. 5 to 7 pages later, after I just updated y'all, would you even call this a twist? Another reveal? This book, there's been so much going on in this book, and now something has just been revealed, and I need to know how the book is going to continue from here. Where are we going from here? Where are we going from here? Because that was juicy. Okay, I really have to go. I have to get to the train station. Y'all, I just read so much. I just read 50 more pages since I last updated y'all. Okay, so we had that twist 50 pages ago that I mentioned. And then 10 pages later, we had a twist. And then a few pages after that, in another chapter, we had this huge plot point that was revealed. I can't say anything. And then I kept reading, and so much was going on, and so much of the information was being put together, and it was so good. And then we reached part 2. We're in part 2 of the book now, and I feel as if we're in a different story. And there have been so many red herrings along the way, at least that I thought were red herrings, but now I think in part 2 we're about to put them all together. I want to read this book on the train. I get so train sick, and I took a Dramamine, but also I don't want to travel with this to Tokyo, so I'm bringing my Kindle, and I don't have this book on Kindle. Oh my gosh, Y'all, we're so close to being done. Julia is married to a man named Art. He's been her husband for a very long time. They have that teenage daughter together. And they're so weird. And they've been having problems. And do y'all know the show Love Island? I've never watched it, but I think that's a reality TV show. And don't people hook up on that show? Is the point to find love? I don't know. Regardless, Julia and Art are married, and they were watching Love Island, and he looked over at her and he said, I'm going to apply next year. Dad bought an all. And then she just stores that away and puts it on her worry list, her mental worry list. What? Is that not strange? Like, y'all are married. Okay, one more page, and then I'm walking out the door. Okay, Julia's detective brain she's in full force on this mission. But she's doing things that are not the most realistic, and she's so sleep deprived. She is pretty much living at the office these days. She's taking naps at her desk. I mean, she doesn't sleep. She's at the office 20 to 22 hours a day. It's pretty wild. And now it's getting to the point where she's thinking, well, I hope no one looks at X, Y, and Z. Maybe they won't see the footage. Okay. We're on page 256. I'm about to walk out my door. I swear. I promise. Okay, so Julia's talking to her husband, Art, and she says, what do you think defines a good person? And then she also says, would a good person go to any lengths to get justice? And then Art looks at her and he says, have you slept? Because I was just saying how sleep deprived she is. Okay, I gotta go. I'll update y'all probably tomorrow. Bye. Hey, okay, it's the next day, but I'm about to leave again. I'm so sorry, but I am 75% into this book. I'm on page 282, and I just have to say that I can't say anything to y'all. I don't know, have I reached the point where I'm done giving y'all updates and the next clip will just be me telling you how the book was? I don't know, but 75% in. It's going really well. I'm so into this book, and I will update y'all when I can. This is my last clip for today, probably, and I will more than likely finish the book and then update y'all, but I'm on page 297. I'm at the end of another chapter, and I see this a lot, even in real life. When people find evidence, why do they touch it, put it in their arms? And then this person, and I'm not talking about Julia, and I'm not talking about Olivia, but this person has found some good evidence. This is really good. They've found it, and they've collected it. They've moved it from the scene to take it home. And why are you moving evidence? Why don't you just keep it where it is, where you're seeing it? Don't touch it. Don't get your fingerprints on it. Don't get your DNA on it. And call the police. Why do people do this? Why? Okay, I'm in my car waiting for it to heat up, warm up, because my car's 20 years old. So twice now, the detective, Julia, has been walking to her car. And remember, she parks her car half a mile away because of those people recording police getting into their cars and posting it to YouTube so that I guess people can see what cars each cop drives. So twice now, something has happened on her way to the car, and I just don't understand where she parks. It's so dark, but you're a cop. Park somewhere where there's lights, or maybe somewhere where there's a little bit more, like it's more public, or maybe park somewhere where there's some CCTV, which has just been the point of this entire book, is CCTV. Be smarter. You're a cop. Be smarter. This shouldn't keep happening to you. Hello, hi. Okay, it's the next day, and okay, I'm almost done with this book. I'm at the bottom of page 316, and I just want to know what this means. So a person is talking to another person, and that other person, I guess we go into an inner dialogue about who they are, and it says this person doesn't deal in drugs, in arms, or in trafficking. This person deals with the very essence of who people are. And then I read the rest of 317, and then the chapter ends, and what? What? Okay, once again, if you have come across something or some things, supplies, items that you know are part of something illegal or it's part of a crime, why would you take those items to your house? Why would you take them home? Read this book, y'all. This book was so good. I gave it 5 stars. And then I looked the author up. She has so many books out. I want to read them all. I want to read all of them. This book was so good. So many twists, so many turns. You don't know who to trust. Everything that happened, I was just shocked. This was so good. It was so good. Read this book. Please read this book. I don't know what else to say about it. I didn't guess anything. And there've been a couple of thrillers where I just knew where it was going, even though the book was still good. No, I never knew what was happening in this book, regardless of any time I was complaining or just, chatting to y'all. 5 stars. 5 stars. Thank y'all so much for coming along on this journey with me, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.